This video initially lasted around 2 hours, but it was decided to split the video into sections for better learning. This video is the first part of the big 2 hours video. So, variables are containers of information in blueprints in Unreal Engine, and in this video we will examine in detail everything about it, as it must be in Unreal Encyclopedia. Let's start with what are blueprints. Blueprints are an alternative to C++. It's visual programming, which is used usually in games. Blueprints are a rescue, because if you have ever made a game, then you know how long and hard it is to make it, but blueprints save us by making it all faster. There are even games made only with blueprints, like, for example, Byte memory, but to do so you need to know the fundamentals of variables in Unreal Engine. So how to make a variable? For that you need to create blueprint class, and doesn't matter what type. Then just open it. In the category variables, press the button with plus symbol, and that will create a variable. You can change type of variable from Boolean to float, for example. You can create variable as many as you want. When you add new variable, it will repeat the type of previous variable. When you add new variable, it will repeat the type of previous variable. For example, if you pick the type text for last variable, then next variable will be text too. Also, there is a less popular variant of creating a variable. Just press the button Add and pick variable. You can also move variables to categories for better organization. You either move a variable to a new group by pressing left mouse, or just write a name of already existing category. Variables also can be easily deleted if they are in a category. Otherwise, you are going to have to delete variables one by one. To delete them, press Delete or Ctrl plus X. If you have been observant, then you notice that variables can be different. They can be single, array, set, and map. So how do they differ from each other? First one, single. The most common type contains a singular variable. Second type, array, contains multiple values of a given variable type from 0 to some other number. It contains only duplicate values. Third type, set. Set is the same as array, but set contains only multiple unique, non-duplicative values. Fourth type, map, contains paired values and it's used for creating an inventory. But in this video we will learn only single. You should also know that not all variables can be set and map. Some of variables can be only single and array. Before I continue, I would like to pay attention to one unpleasant thing and how to fix it. When you move your cursor to any button, you get sometimes huge tooltips. They're pretty much annoying, so to remove them you need to type the command /enable tooltip 0. 0 is for tuning off and 1 is for tuning on. After you type the command, all these annoying tooltips disappear. To demonstrate some examples with variables, we have to deal with nodes, these little boxes, and it's quite simple. Events are red nodes, that's where action begins. Events are executors, and nothing without them starts in blueprints. Flow control. The name speaks for itself. These white and yellow nodes redistribute the incoming information how we want to. Pure functions are functions with data pins and without execution pins. If any function has data pins, then it's an impure function. All functions have this letter F. Functions are responsible for actions, like for example destroying an object. By the way, there's one interesting thing. You can use nodes as a calculator, which will give you the resulting number. Boolean is the most simple and the most common variable. This variable contains a value true or false. Now let's examine such type of variables as Boolean in practice. After we create a variable, we press right mouse button. Let's find even begin play. This note means that from the beginning something is going to happen. Hold down the left mouse button in area of execution pin and move your cursor a bit further. Release the button, find a pure function print string. This function has been described in detail in another video of Unreal Encyclopedia. Connect our variable. And since data pin is meant for another type of variable, then new converter is automatically created. For now, we can give it any value until we press compile. We need to press compile each time after changing nose or creating any new variables, so they would work. And what's the difference between get and set? Get is for obtaining a value of variable, and set is for configuring a value of variable. In this case, print string gets a value from Boolean, and with help of set node, we configure another value for a variable. After compilation, we can now configure any value we want for this variable. Now we made it the way that in the beginning of the game variable gets the value true and function print string displays it on the screen. That set node will give value true to Boolean even if the Boolean is false originally, because set configure values. We connected branch which checks if you can jump or no. If the variable has value true, then node branch will allow us to move on to the next node. Here Boolean is false, so this flow control doesn't let work next node. But if we give value true for this Boolean, now branch allows us to get to the next node. The line from above moves only because we pressed space button, and the line from below moves only because we released the space button. The video about bytes explains all numerical variables, but let's summarize all of that briefly. Byte is a whole number from 0 to 255 and should be used for optimization, and if anything is not more than 255, pick byte. Integer is a whole number with a bigger possible numeric value, but it will use more resources of PC, and integer 65 is a variable with even bigger possible number, but it will use even more resources. Float is a floating point number, which means a number with decimal point. And now I offer you as your homework to pick types for these three variables. Try to guess to what types these variables should belong. And here is the right answer. That's what we currently learned so far. Thank you for your attention, and until next part of Unreal Encyclopedia.